Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast, Grow Your Brand with Amanda. And today I am joined by the fabulous Jenny and the gorgeous Poppet, who will hopefully pop her head up every now and again, which is lovely. Welcome, Jenny.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me. So, Jenny is a tech whiz specializing in Canva training and using your iPhone as a mobile version of your desktop, which I'm really interested in learning more about. And I think the technology in the iPhone, there's probably so much more we can learn about than what we do currently. So we'll get to that. So before we do, I'm going to ask my three questions. So, Jenny, do you have a favorite motivational song?
I like Smile by Charlie Chaplin because whenever I'm feeling down, I just sing it to myself, and the words in it are very motivational. It's smile when your heart is breaking, smile even though it's aching, and it just cheers me up.
Yes, I love that song. And I haven't heard it for a long time, but I know the lyrics. I've sung it to myself.
Yeah,
And it's a beautiful song. I will
it is.
I will add that to the podcast to the playlist. There's a playlist on Spotify that
All right,
accompanies this
yes. Get the
podcast. So
Barbara Streisand version.
yeah.
As you can probably tell, I'm a big Streisand fan.
Oh, I love her. That Woman in Love is one of my favorite songs
Oh,
ever.
yeah, absolutely.
I love her. And do you have a favorite motivational quote?
Oh, did I actually say that I had one?
If you
Oh
don't, it
yes,
doesn't
that's right.
matter.
The Lisa has given me a new mantra, and that is stop focusing on these mythical six and seven figure incomes that everybody online is boasting about. Work out what you actually need and then aim for that. And if you get extra, it's a big bonus. And that has helped me so much because I'm actually, I've sort of calmed down. I've stopped beating myself up, and why am I not making money when other people are? And I'm aiming for what I know I can achieve, and I think I can do a good job.
Oh,
So I'm just
100%.
going to moderate or modify my expectations, and it's all because of Lisa Johnson and her very good ideas.
And that is, I love that approach because those people that are claiming on the seven figure incomes, a lot of it's not real.
I
And
know,
people
I
don't
know.
believe that. And I love that approach of Lisa's. Just work out what it is that you need
Yeah.
and anything else
A
is the bonus, as
bonus.
you
Yeah,
say. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Because, that is such an unrealistic target for someone either new to business or has been in business for a little while. And that expectation to think that you've got to make millions within your first year, there's nothing more crushing to a new business.
No,
So,
you look at
no,
everybody else and you think, what am I doing wrong rather than what am I doing right? And that's,
exactly, exactly.
yeah.
And someone said on this podcast a few years ago, and I love it. She said people should treat a business like going to university. The
Oh,
first three
absolutely.
years is learning and refining and perfecting, and that hasn't left me. I thought it was best advice ever. And
Well,
puppet.
I've actually likened this to going on a master's degree
Yeah,
because with all the years I've been in business, I know a lot of stuff.
yeah.
I know about how to set a business up. I know what's required. I know a lot about tech.
Mhm.
But when it comes to marketing and advertising and graphic design, and that's not something I've ever spent any time on. So I'm going up this mountain. And luckily there's a lot of very good advice around, and now I'm sort of within Lisa's arena. I'm learning it faster.
Mhm.
But I feel like I've gone back to university. But it keeps your mind alive, and
Oh,
the
absolutely.
constant learning is apparently very good for us.
Oh, 100%. And I get frustrated if I can't learn something myself because I like to at least know the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, you
And
want to
then
know.
if
Yeah.
someone can do it quicker and better, I can pay someone to do it if I can do it that way. But I still like to understand the workings of it. I mean, I'm not an expert at WordPress by any means, but I can work my way around it because my website's built on WordPress. And
Yeah.
Canva, I know you're an expert on Canva, and you've even
Mm.
given me lots of tips on Canva. And that's kind of opened up a new world for people as well because we can do a little bit of our own design without having to sort of spend hours from scratch. And it's just lovely to be able to have those things. And the world that we're in, there's always someone available that can help us with those things, but you don't have to get lost in them. There's always someone that can help. And then my final question, just because I'm nosy, do you read? And if you do you have a book that you like?
I read all the time. I actually do it mostly on audiobooks because I'm incredibly, well, two reasons. I'm lazy. I can't be bothered to sit down and sort of leaf through a book anymore. But also, I like to have it with me all the time. So whenever I'm on the bus or the train, I'm listening to it. If I'm lying down getting ready for bed, I listen to it. So, but I'm prolific, and every time I finish one, I start another one.
Mm.
So
Me too.
yeah.
I do it if I'm getting ready or if I'm sorting the washing. I just love the fact that I can multitask while I'm listening to an
Absolutely, that
audiobook.
is it. Yeah, I'm not satisfied with being able to do just one thing at a time.
Yeah,
That's it helps my multitasking.
definitely. And is there a favorite genre that you have or anything
I
particular?
really like anything to do with courtroom dramas.
Oh,
And I also like, yeah, courtroom stuff is nice. I like a very good story,
yeah.
but my particular favorite book that I listened to last year was, in fact, Barbara Streisand and her autobiography, which was about an eight. Oh no, I think it was even more than 18 hours. It could have been even more than 20. But
Really?
it was literally like having my idol sitting on my sofa and talking to me and
She
telling
read
me
it in her,
what to
her
achieve.
she read it. I like it when the
Yeah,
author
she
reads
she
it.
actually does it herself because she does everything herself. I mean, she edits her own films. She writes, she does her own productions. I mean, that woman, what she's done
Mhm.
from a standing start of not being particularly privileged is just amazing, and I love her.
Oh, I'll read that. I love
Do read it. It's
yeah,
brilliant.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think, and I love it when the author reads the book because
Yeah.
it's like it's that intimate thing. And I read Matthew Perry's book before he passed away from Friends, and
Yeah.
he read it, and I was devastated. Obviously, when he lost, I've been a
Oh
huge fan,
gosh,
but
yes, I
he
bet you
read
would
it
have been. Yeah.
and it was even more chilling when I realized that I still had it. But yeah, it means so much, doesn't it, when the author actually reads it? But yeah, that's an interesting little insight. But yeah, I love audiobooks. But I have stacks of paperback books and hard copy books, and I have my Kindle and I have my audiobooks. So I am a massive. I always have been a massive reader, and it's just I hope I never lose that, which I doubt very much because my reading list is absolutely huge. So let's get on to you and your business. So tell us a bit more about it and what inspired you to start it.
Well, I got into tech because in the 1979, when I was starting out in business, I knew very quickly that I couldn't work for anybody else. That I had to find a business that was mine. And luckily for me, word processors suddenly appeared, and I saw an opportunity to set up a word processing bureau service because they were so expensive. They were £10,000, and all you could do with them was very static. So, it wasn't even variable spacing, but all you could do was put text in and print it out the other side.
Mhm.
But my father and I saw an opportunity, and I had all the good ideas, and he was a fantastic manager, and he knew a lot of lawyers and architects and surveyors and that sort of thing. And I had actually been working for a firm of surveyors, and we saw that between us we could use a word processor for doing annual accounts for accountants because you could actually move a column of figures across the page,
Yeah.
which was fascinating. I mean, whoever thought of that? And then you could delete so the previous year becomes the current year becomes the previous year, and then it opens up a space for you to put in the current year's figures.
Mhm.
And he was so turned on by that because he was an accountant. He was so excited. And I was working for a firm of surveyors and making very nice weekend money by typing um, specifications. And
Mhm.
so were the other secretaries. I wasn't actually a secretary. But I thought, oh, this is a fantastic use of word processing because they're taking a master and marking it up, and we're actually retyping it,
Mhm.
which was a nice little earner, but it was absolutely ideal for word processing. So that's how we started. And then about 2 years later, along came personal computers, and I just took to it like a duck to water because I was so fascinated by the fact that things could be automated.
Mhm.
And I just soaked it up. And I have a natural aptitude for languages, but I haven't actually managed to use them anywhere. So I can speak French and I've learned Italian and some Spanish. And for me, it was like I was learning the computer language, even though it's mainly in English, but I was learning how to interpret it for people who needed to use it. And so that became my specialty, and I just carried on learning and learning and learning, and it's never stopped. So I find it annoying that people think they can't handle a computer or an iPhone because it's, it comes across as being difficult. And it's not. What's difficult is finding somebody that can explain it
Mm.
in a way that's relevant to the person who wants to use it.
Mm.
And, there is no point in swamping people with knowledge that they'll never use. You have to ask them, what's your business about? What do you need to do? Okay, let me show you the elements that you're going to need, and I'll break it down for you into small pieces so that you can do it, because this is not rocket science. This has been made for people at a very low level. It's just that typically the people who make the products don't explain them very well. And I do.
And you're so right. It's really interesting listening to you share your story, because I'm a child of the 70s, and I can remember the introduction of computers. And I remember when I was about it's year 6, if you
Yeah.
finished your schoolwork quickly, you got a chance to play a game on the computer
Ooh,
that they wheeled into the classroom. And to
yeah.
this day, I'm not the quickest. I'm slow and methodical, but it's accurate. So I always felt a bit aggrieved because I wasn't the quickest. But what you're talking about with word processing, I also had a word processor, and I can actually see in my mind's eye what you're describing, and
Yeah.
how people's minds must have been blown. Oh wow, you can move a column, you can move a text, and I would. So I kind of feel like I was there, when people are going,
Yeah.
"Wow, can you actually do this?" And when you compare that time to now, when you've got young people, very very young people with an iPhone, and I first saw it in my own children, and they're 18 and 21 now, and the thought of me going on camera at one stage in my life, when early 20s maybe, was horrific. I was always the photographer. I would never go on
Uh-huh.
camera. But young people these days think nothing of filming themselves and going on
Yeah.
social media. It's the absolute shift in their mindset. And when you're talking about iPhones and people who have a business, and what is it that you need, I love that you're that bridge, because you can quickly decipher the jargon and say, oh, you want to be able to go on social media. Well, this is
Mm,
what you
this
need.
is the route, yeah.
Yeah. And you don't
You
have
don't
to
need the
know.
rest of it, you just need these bits.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
talking about children, I was with my granddaughter the other day, and she's nearly 5, and she's instructing Alexa,
yes.
Alexa, turn off the music. Alexa, do this. Ah!
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it is my age, but I will never not be in awe of technology.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. And any new or emerging tech, I have to learn about it and understand it, because I just think, wow, this is unbelievable. And my own children, they're not interested in what life was like when I was younger, when there was no tech. And but to think of the capabilities. But you raise a really interesting point. You don't have to know all the capabilities.
No,
You just need to know the bit relevant to you. And
exactly.
then as your business grows, or you'll naturally ask the next question. And that's what I love about what you do. You will be that bridge for the next question,
Absolutely,
or you
yeah.
can answer those the next one. So what kind of things would clients that work with you, what do they need to know, or what is it that you think they should
Well,
know?
in terms of Canva, the most important thing that I learned is actually finding my way around it, because I wasn't a user of Canva until about 6 months ago. I was just dipping into it every so often, and I didn't actually sit down and learn it. So I was really struggling, because although I knew the technical things about right click and delete and how to find a template, I was getting completely lost. And I decided to write a roadmap for myself, so that I knew where to find things and where things that I was saving were going to and how to retrieve them. So I actually sat down and I wrote a complete roadmap going round the screen of what every feature does. And that was the beginning of my course. And then I started working on the actual specifics of how to create an Instagram reel, how to create a presentation, because I would always have gone to PowerPoint
Hmm.
because I know PowerPoint so well. And oh, I know PowerPoint really well. What do I need to do it in Canva for? But I wanted to, because that's what I'm now selling. And I know that most people don't want to learn two programs. They want to keep it all in one place. And that's important as well. Um, I then started to develop actually how-to guides on this is how I made this presentation. This is how I made this this Instagram reel. This is the same Instagram reel with a voiceover. And Canva has now brought out a version called 2.0, which didn't seem to me to get an awful lot of publicity. And certainly the features don't seem to have been spread around all that much. But actually, instead of what I've been limping around with for the whole of last year while I was writing my course on the iPhone, which was doing the video clips in another program, which actually taught iMovie. I was using iMovie and CapCut, and they're not easy to use. So that I was creating my videos in there and then bringing the finished result into something else. Why do you want to do that? Most people would not want to do that. They want to stay where they are in one place. And thankfully, Canva 2.0 allows you to do that. They've got a first-class video section.
I
So
didn't
you can
know that.
create, oh yeah, you see, that's why you need me. I've spent a long time on it, but and now you can create your video, your reel inside Canva, making use of all the facilities that it can give you, including the voiceover. And when you've finished, you download it as an MP4 and upload it into
Hmm.
YouTube or Instagram.
That's so
Um,
interesting because you're talking about iMovie and CapCut. I've used
yeah,
CapCut, and then I was using Edit, which is Instagram's own editor,
yeah, it's all
and
very
it's just so
fiddly.
much that's fragmented. And then Canva, I would pop it into Canva, and then I would do a little bit, and then I would move it onto something else, and
Now
do a
you can
little bit.
keep it all in one place, and that's in fact what I'm majoring on at the moment. The two aspects of it that I find really, really useful are A, the making an Instagram reel or whatever reel you want it to be, and also this being able to make a presentation and keep it all in one place. And the fact that other people can actually see your presentation through Canva.
Yeah,
You don't even have to, if you don't want to, you don't have to export it, just give them a link and show them,
yeah.
you can make use of Canva's facilities. So sometimes I hit a brick wall with Canva. I mean, for example, they used to have the facility for recording yourself. And there were three options, and one of them was just to record yourself. Now they've taken that away, and it's been replaced with record with your face in the corner.
Hmm.
Well, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
want my face in the corner. I just want I want the graphics on the screen.
Hmm.
Um, and there is no easy way of doing that, of removing it. You can,
Hmm.
and I've discovered two methods to get rid of it.
Hmm.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry about this.
Okay, I
I've
can't hear
discovered,
her at all.
oh, right. I've discovered two ways that I've worked through, and I've passed it through their help desk, and they've said they're both showing good initiative and they're very pleased with my
Mhm.
tenacity in
Yeah.
fine because I kept saying, I don't want the face there, I just want the audio. How do I do it? Because you've taken the feature away.
Mhm.
And I've come up with a step by step, which I can recommend to a beginner because that's important to me. It's not a case of can I do it? It's a case
Yeah.
of can I find something that I can hand out to
Yeah.
people who don't know anything about technology? And I've come up with that, and they've put it on their wish list because they're very good at that sort of thing. They do actually listen to what
Did
people
they
what the users
listen?
want.
Because you have to give the people what they want. And
Yeah,
not everyone will want, excuse me, their face in the corner.
yeah. That's the last thing I want is my face in the corner of a beautiful graphic that I've created. But as I say, my role is to find a solution that somebody can follow, even if they've got no technical ability. Anyway, you were asking about the iPhone. The iPhone can do pretty much everything that a desktop can do, even though you wouldn't normally choose to do it. But it releases you from sitting at home. The fact that you can access files that are on your desktop, the fact that you can make alterations to things like your website or your Instagram reels and that sort of thing. And you can do it while you're out of the office and you don't have to cart your computer around with you. I mean, to me, this is just magic. And why would you not want to learn how to use it?
Hmm. It's so interesting. I'm just thinking for myself that, yeah, there's times where I would be sat downstairs and I'd think, oh, I need to do that thing. And I
Mm,
would go and come up and log onto my Mac, or I've got a MacBook as well.
yeah.
And it would never enter my head to do it on my iPhone. I have, yeah, big iPhone person I am. But yeah, so how does that work then?
Well, with
To do it on your
Canva,
iPhone, just logging in on
I mean, pretty
Safari.
much everything has got an app version on even Canva. I mean, Canva in
Yeah.
particular works really well. I wouldn't want to set something up completely from scratch, personally. I'd
Yeah.
rather do it on the desktop. But to tweak it and to actually access things and make minor changes and that sort of thing and send it off somewhere, is so incredibly useful. And then you've got things like QuickBooks. You can sit on the bus and do an invoice to somebody and create a new customer, and I do this all the time. I don't want to be stuck here
Yeah.
having to use my desktop. I need to be very responsive and do things instantly.
Mhm.
So I think, being able to access things and not being afraid of it and create stuff, you can also, there's a section on the iPhone that they've brought in now called preview. So
Mhm.
you can put a PDF into a preview and you can actually make changes to it,
Oh, wow.
to your document. I mean, it is such a useful feature,
Mhm.
and yet most people are never going to find it.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, well, that's why you need me, see.
That is absolutely why we need you. That's so interesting, and I think a lot of um
Can
the
you sure you can't hear her?
no, I can't hear a thing. It
Yeah.
must be how your microphone's set up. That's really interesting.
Okay.
I'm trying to think with tech. Sometimes you hit a brick wall with tech, and you don't know that you need it until you need it there and then.
Yeah.
But with iPhone and Canva and things, there are things that I imagine, well, me as a business owner, now I can hear her, but she's fine. Um, to have that resource and know and maybe anticipate those needs. So do you have courses already pre?
Yeah, I spent the whole of 2024 writing educating myself on all the aspects and writing a complete course. So in my community bundle, where people will, if they become a member of the community, they will have access to the Canva course and the iPhone course. It's all in there. It's got about 9 different sections, and I go through absolutely everything, and I show people on a video. Each one's got a video where I actually explain what the feature does and why it's useful. And then there's a PDF to go with it so they can work through it either on the screen or, I mean, ideally, the way to do it is to have it on the screen of your desktop and then work through it
Mm.
on your smartphone so that you can actually learn how the feature works and not have to print it out.
No,
So I've gone into an awful lot of detail, and I think it's a very good course because it's useful.
of course. And not everyone, I mean, even for anyone new starting a business, would
Mhm.
need to would definitely need to understand Canva. And when you using Instagram and Reels and things like that as a consumer is different when you're a business because you need to use the
Yeah.
other functionality. So I just think what you do is so needed by so many other businesses. So in terms of you and your brand, then what do you do in terms of visibility? How do you make yourself visible and how do you feel about being
Well,
visible?
at the moment, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And I'm just putting together a bundle,
Hmm.
which was Lisa's suggestion, where I find other people who've got services that I've tried and tested, like yours, for example, and I can actually speak with authority and say, I needed this. This is the person I went to. I've got faith in her. This, and you can meet her through me.
Hmm.
And so I'm actually getting this bundle together. And Lisa says I've got to be online. I've got to start delivering courses. I've actually got my first booking to do a live course at somebody's premises.
Oh.
It's my ladies' club that I belong to, and I'm going to teach them how to create their own Instagram video reel,
Yeah.
because they're all now we've now got a new website. We're all using WhatsApp, and they need to make their activities more exciting. And so they've invited me, and they're actually going to have me there to do a whole lecture on showing people how to do just this one aspect, and
Yeah.
then hopefully they'll want more.
Oh, that's so good. It's amazing that the demands are that they want to learn as well. And you're the perfect person to teach them because you can see it from both sides. And
Amanda, can you hang on 1 second because she's barking and I have a feeling concierge is just telling me to keep her quiet.
yeah.
Come in. Come on, in you come. No, inside.
Concierge.
Shush. I'm so
Oh.
sorry. Can you
No,
edit this
don't
bit out?
apologize. She's
Can I just quickly tell them hello, are you telling me to keep Poppet quiet? I'm so sorry. I'm recording a podcast with somebody and I've brought her inside. I can't talk to you now. Okay, bye. Yeah, it's one of my neighbours is particularly sensitive to her barking, and of course, this is the one day that I can't
oh,
just bring her straight in.
I
I'm
could
so
do that
sorry.
around me. There's always dogs barking where I live. I just live on an estate in Cheshire, and there's always dogs barking. But
I
oh,
know. Well, we're allowed to have them here, but there is this one neighbour who lives opposite me who likes to make a whole thing about it. Poppet, tell me. Oh, dear.
oh, don't worry, I'll edit it out. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so
please.
sweet, bless her. She can't be a dog.
Well, that's what the fortunately that's what the development manager says. She's a dog. What do you want me to do about it? You're allowed to have her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, don't worry. I think I won't keep you too much longer. So what is next then for your brand? Where do you see this going?
I'm planning to get launched during the course of February, so I have to put this bundle together so that I can actually send out what I'm doing to more people's mailing lists,
Mm-hmm.
which you do as sort of as a blind thing. You know, you send it out, and the people that are cooperating in the bundle don't disclose their mailing list, but they send the information out so that everybody that's participating gets to talk to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to launch and I'll do a live lesson online as part of my launch. And I'm giving away as a freebie how to set up your first Instagram reel. And
Ah.
I'm doing the one without the voiceover, that's free of charge. But if you want the one with how to do the voiceover and the various techniques to use it, you have to actually pay for it. So
Well,
that's
that
what I'm
sounds
planning to do.
that sounds incredible. I think everyone will be needing that. Because when you first start doing reels, you just it is complicated. You don't know where to start, and then the voiceover is the next step because you
Yeah.
can do a day in my life or behind the scenes or watch me do this. So everyone needs to know how to do those things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go on.
I was just saying, where can we find out more about you online then? Your
Okay, so I've
Instagram?
started it's actually called a community, and it's www.jenny with an I, so Jenni Kravitz with a Kravitz.com. And that's my website. So that's where they can find out more about it. So it's Jenny with an I, Kravitz with a K, like Lenny.
Oh yeah, like Lenny. Well, I have absolutely loved chatting with you and Poppet, who's having so much fun. There's probably a squirrel or something out there.
No, there's a van outside that's pulled up,
Ah,
and she's just warning everybody that it shouldn't
oh,
be there.
so
And she's quite
adorable.
right; it is in the wrong place. But
Oh, bless her. She's
yeah,
absolutely, and I love the little jacket as well. She's gorgeous.
sorry.
Well, I have loved chatting with you,
And
and
you, thank you very
it's
much.
so interesting. And I'll put those links in the show notes,
Yes, please.
and everyone can go and have a look and see if there's anything in particular they need. But thank you for
Fantastic.
bridging that gap. I think it's so useful, and lots of people will make good use of it. But thank you for coming on my podcast. It's been an
It's a
absolute
pleasure. Thank
pleasure.
you for having me. Thanks.